A Davenport teen is found living in extremely poor conditions. What the landlord says about the discovery.
And a St. Ambrose program is shutting down when it's offered students for the past 40 years.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Alexandria Camoni.
And I'm Redrick Terry. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News this morning. We uncovered new details about a child endangerment case where police say a 15-year-old boy was abandoned in a Davenport apartment.
The building's landlord where the teenager was staying is speaking out in Local 4 News exclusive. Police arrested 38-year-old Christina Michael on child neglect charge on Wednesday. The police report says the boy was diagnosed with a mental health issue. Officials say they found the boy living in unsanitary conditions like dog feces, a bug infestation, and not enough food. Local 4's Kelly Bowles reports after taking a look inside the home.
From the outside, you may not even notice this apartment tucked away behind Locust Street. But behind closed doors, a nightmare. A floor covered in dog feces, piles of garbage, and bugs crawling in the cracks. I couldn't get farther than the front door.
7 black charged garbage bags have already went out of here.
This is where, at just 15 years old, a teen lived alone for weeks. But landlord Michael Wayland knew he was there because he let him in.
She knew if she brought him over here that I'd take care of him.
That's because Wayland knew them and a while back evicted them.
And they were running out of money, and I didn't see how they were going to be able to feed him and the dog. So I let him come back.
He says his daughter was a good friend of the teen, which is why he couldn't just let him live on the streets.
And you can't blame the children for what their parents do. A 15-year-old kid, not in this country, should ever have to be homeless. You know, people need to learn that you gotta take care of the poor.
But he says what was supposed to be temporary turned into weeks.
Well, he felt abandoned because they brought him here and dropped him off. That was it.
He says the mom had pulled him out of school because she claimed they were moving, but she hadn't come back for her son.
He was really heartbroken about this.
But despite everything, Wayland says the mom isn't the monster she's been made out to be.
We got to look at it through her eyes. Number one, they broke.
Today he says everyone is paying for a bad situation.
Losing her son is really punishment enough. I let him in, you know, utilities in my name and everything, and I got stuck with it all.
And while he says he's stuck with the mess, he hopes the boy gets a clean start.
That was Kelly Bowles reporting. The teenager is now out of the apartment. We've reached out to Davenport police to see how he's doing, and we're waiting for that response.
We now know the name of the man found dead at the FedEx facility in East Moline last week. Rock Island County's coroner says he's 69-year-old William Murphy of Moline. Murphy was found by a co-worker Thursday morning. Cold weather might have been a factor in his death. An autopsy is scheduled for today.
A unique program in Davenport is calling it quits after 40 years.
Yeah, Cobb University at St. Ambrose offers non-traditional classes. They include knitting, Irish whistling, and Tai Chi. Hundreds of students get together on Sunday afternoons over 4 weeks in February. They explore new topics in a relaxed setting. Local 4's Andrea Medina reports what the program means to students and board members.
We exist for February, and then when February is gone, we disappear.
Here today, gone tomorrow. That's what you would call a pop-up nowadays.
It's just a great thing to do in February.
And Cobb University made it a thing way before the term was ever trendy in the Quad Cities.
A university for everybody who could come and enjoy the idea of intellectual pursuits without having to worry about papers and grades.
They're not about formal instruction, but about discovery and hands-on learning.
Crocheting and knitting, Tai Chi, and yoga.
These students are so curious and just so excited to learn.
And just like any pop-up, they all have to move on.
I am saddened, of course, but we are reaching a point where we're running into some pretty stiff problems that are not easily solved. Losing the venue is one. Funding sources are starting to dry up.
But board members kept it popped up for as long as they could.
40 years is a long time to go, so it's been a really positive experience.
And during those 4 decades, students were able to learn dozens of new skills and passions.
But I've enjoyed the class. I'm really sorry now that they're not going to have it anymore, and I hope that it will change.
While the end of this pop-up university has come, many hope another one pops up to fill the void.
So if there's a vacuum left because of this, then we hope some other other group will come together and create something new.
Andrea Medina, Local 4 News.
Communiversity's last day will be February 24th. Next week is the final chance to sign up for it. We set up a link for you on ourquadcities.com.
A prison focused on a fresh start celebrated their success of their inmates. The Kewanee Life Skills Reentry Center held a graduation ceremony on Friday for 7 men who completed the welding training program. It's part of a partnership with Blackhawk College, which carries out the 140-hour training course. One man who received his certificate shows the transformation they've made at the center.
Once you commit so many crimes and do so many things, oh, you're this person, you're that type, you're never going to be nothing. But the people here, they change all that. They treat you like a human being and make you find yourself. And that's the biggest thing about it.
This is the second graduation held for the welding training since they opened in 2017. The inmates who completed the program tell us it means that they'll be able to get a good paying job when they leave to support their family and themselves.
That blast of sub-zero weather, last week rather, caused hundreds of schools in the Quad Cities to close their doors.
When it comes to using up snow days and deciding makeup time, school districts in Illinois and Iowa handle things a little bit differently. Local 4's Andrea Medina joins us in the studio with what it means for the Bettendorf School District with several missed days so far this year. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, guys. Last week's weather was tough. The dangerous wind chills forced school districts across the Quad Cities area to take multiple snow days. Leaders at the Bettendorf School District canceled 3 days and had 2 late starts, putting them at a total of 6 snow days for the school year. And unlike the Illinois side, there is no limit to how many snow days they can take. In Iowa, school districts have a choice of using 180 days or 1,080 hours for the school year. At the Bettendorf School District, they're on an hour schedule, which gives them flexibility to cancel classes in case of severe weather. The superintendent says it's more than just calling off the day. He says closing schools is a difficult task because it is based on a complicated and unpredictable set of factors, such as keeping an eye on snow accumulation, dicey travel conditions for buses, student drivers and staff, and determining if the city's public works department will have the roads cleared in time before classes start. But at the end of the day, he says it's all about safety.
Well, it's the safety of our students and staff, we can always find time to make up that. We want to keep people safe during those times, so it's important to make that call. And again, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
To make up the lost hours, the tentative plan is to add days in June and have class on non-school days, also adjusting the length of their school days like on Wednesdays when they have early releases. District leaders will present a proposal at tonight's school board meeting. Guys.
Andrea, thank you. It seems like our first ever Quad Cities Puppy Bowl was a success. All of the puppies there got adopted. You're looking now at pictures of the pups with their new owners. Of course, Local 4 News teamed up with the Quad City Animal Welfare Center and Mel Foster Co. to bring you the action last Friday. So you got all 4 of those adopted, but there are tons of kittens, cats, and dogs still waiting for their forever homes.
Look at those pictures. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, it was so cool to meet those pups all the last week, including on Friday, and now it's great to see that everybody stepped up and got them into some great new homes.
I think they're going to be very loved.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, they were adorable too. They
precious.
just following the cameras. They're so social.
They are. Did you guys have a favorite puppy?
McCourty. He was the last one to go.
The last one to go, but first Sid Ash's heart.
No, he was.
There you go.
Get snatched up quick. Yeah, it's so gorgeous.
Beautiful, yeah. Gronk was my favorite. There's a picture of us just kind of looking at each other and each other's eyes. It was just a beautiful moment. They had the most beautiful green eyes too. They were just beautiful, beautiful pups.
Yeah, the success. Can't wait for next year.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. All righty, well, here today, still got another day. We'll probably have some fun to hang out with the pets, especially if you go before the afternoon, because by then we're going to be cooling down a lot. This morning, winds out of the south at 16 miles per hour. Hold on to your hats. It'll be a breezy day, but temperature is still very warm here. And eventually that wind's going to turn from the south to out of the north. And that's where we're going to see the cool down coming our way. We'll let you know how much it's cooling down coming up here in just a little bit. But take a jacket with you here this morning just in case.
Not last week, though. That's all that matters.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't scare us like that.
Come on.
We'll shake whatever we can get.
Yikes, yikes. Yeah, no, I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
All right, I'm happy for it.
All right, Ash, thanks.
Got another bullet. And coming up, New England Patriots took it all home last night. Some people in the studio not happy about that. How the team ended up with another Super Bowl victory.
Dan Vasco has that more next in sports.
So much like the pressure on those balls. The time now is 6:40. You're watching Local 4 News.
All the
this
shade
morning.
this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikamoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.